Thank you, Freak. I want to welcome Dyrus and Bjergsen to the desk after a pretty sweet comeback victory there. Very tense, to say the least, coming in at the end of the game there. Dyrus, I got to speak to you coming into this matchup a week ago, and I know how strongly you feel about the rivalry and the matchup itself, so tell me how it feels to come away with that victory.
It was insane because going into the match, I see all this hype and I see all this stuff, and I just really want to beat them. I'm like, screw these guys. But then after beating them, every time we've beat them, I actually feel bad for them because this time around I felt like they were actually the better team, but we just performed better on stage.
Well, kind words for you there, definitely. That has to make it sweeter, though, knowing that the rivalry and the team play by both sides is at one of its all-time highest. Bjergsen, when there is so much hype around matches like this, and we spoke to Reginald and Hotshot earlier in the day, and we asked them how they prepared you guys for it. You know, when the game actually then lives up to that hype, and it is as intense as it is, how do you keep your cool, especially being a shot caller?
It's obviously really hard, especially when you get behind in the early game. Like, you really don't want to lose a match that is this hyped and matters so much. Like, no one wants to have pink hair, obviously, but I think it just comes with experience. Like, we've all lost a lot of games. We've all lost a lot of games, like, on the competitive stage, and you just learn to kind of keep your head cool because you realize it is really important as it showed this game. It's just super important to keep your head cool.
Well, let's be honest. You're not at least a little excited to see Reginald with pink hair now?
I definitely would have been, and I don't know. I would
Hotshot rather. Sorry,
well, I would love to see Reggie, but Hotshot's going to be pretty funny.
That'll be
to be honest, I would have rather had Reggie with pink hair because it would be funnier. But
well, you had every opportunity to throw the game, Dyrus. So anyway, I want to get into how you guys actually came away with this win because again, it was, as you said, you were down early in the game, and you had a couple great team fights and outplays near the end of the game that really pulled it together for you guys. So I want to go into our first replay, which is 38 minutes into the game. It's in the mid lane. And Dyrus, I want you to walk us through this one. So we're going to pull it up on your screen. It's the first engagement. Bjergsen gets caught out just a little bit, but manages to survive it. So, Dyrus, walk me through the decision to turn on this, knowing that you guys can take the fight.
So looking here, I thought Bjergsen was going to insta-die, and then he said he was going to flash, and he got out. I was like, oh, he got out. We can still win. Because at this point, I thought we were losing. So right here, I thought Bjergsen was going to insta-die. Somehow he flashes out. Like, Link barely missed that, and now the fight's good for us. Because now we can just hit Smithy, and Zion's, like, on me. He's not really going on Turtle because he can't. And then our positioning is just, I don't know, like spread out, and then I kind of like go in on their back line, and then they're on Zion, so it's tank for tank right now. Double's kind of choosing between me or our front. He wanted to kill Bjergsen because he's the biggest threat on our team, but then we have Turtle also. Then right here at the end, you don't see it, but I just die, and then it makes the game even closer.
Right, well, yeah, soon after that, there was the whole Baron fiasco for about like 4 minutes where the teams were just trading kills while Turtle had some pretty stellar outplays there individually. Bjergsen, the mid lane was a huge matchup here, and we spoke about it a lot going into the matchup, just between you and Link being two top performers in the mid lane. And there has been so much discussion about things falling on your shoulders. How do you feel that matchup in this game played out between you and Link specifically?
I think it played out pretty evenly. We put some jungle pressure early, and then when Vi got the level 6, they put a lot of jungle pressure. So I think it was just the matchup is very even, and we both have very even amount of jungle and support distribution when we come in and help. So I think it was just a pretty even lane overall. Not really too much action, and it was really just about the team fights.
Now, one other small thing about Champions just is the fact that Lissandra coming into this game was 100% win rate in the LCS, 10-0. You guys handed Lissandra her first loss. So going into Champion Select, though, and I'm sure you guys have some idea of the statistics that roll around champion picks, why were you so comfortable handing over a champion like that?
It's mostly just that we get the trade-off. We get Ahri, which is obviously also a really strong champion on this patch. So we feel like Ahri is definitely at the same level of Lissandra. And we also got Sivir, which Lissandra has a really hard time killing because she has a spell shield, she has a movement speed. So Lissandra goes in and we can just kite back using the movement speed. Then once we re-engage, Lissandra can't really do too much. So we just try to play around that, and I think it really brought us a lot of wins in team fights.
So that brings Lissandra to 11-1. Dyrus, you have something you would like to add to that?
So I felt like the picks were still really even, but what really brought us to the end of the game was deciding when to go in. for example, at Baron, we could have went in, you know, suicided Santorin and maybe have gotten Baron, but then we didn't do that. We could have went in on Dragon at one time when it was like, there's a bunch of bad times we could have went in where we usually would have went in and lost, but I think our tolerance and, you know, Bjergsen calls to like draw out towards the end of the game really, really brought us in.
I do want to look at our second replay then, because it's specifically, I want to get your thoughts, Bjergsen, on where the calls came from. We're going to pull the final fight of the game up, because this was a very intense moment around the 5th Dragon, knowing that you guys couldn't give it up. Walk me through, as the shot caller, where the decision came from to initiate when you did.
We know Lissandra is off on the bottom side, and I get the charm on Xmithie, which just pretty much the fight just explodes after that. We have a good position where Lissandra is off to the side. She can't kill anyone, and Turtle and I can just do as much free damage as possible. Sure, Nar gets the engage off, but Lissandra is so far away, it doesn't matter. She's getting zoned by Annie, so we're not really too scared of anything here. And Sivir at this point does a lot more damage than Corki, especially since Corki went for the QSS upgrade, the Scimitar. So at this point, our team fighting is just superior through comps, and we knew Lissandra wouldn't be able to do as much damage to us. Doublelift overchases a little bit, we get CCs on him and clean up the fight.
Fabulously played out fight there. You guys are able to run down the mid lane, you know, ward off the 2 defenders, take the victory. Dyrus, the fans have obviously played a big role in the rivalry and in TSM as an organization growing and evolving throughout the years. What do you have to say to them, and how much does it mean to have them behind you in times like this?
So on behalf of TSM and everyone behind our organization, to all of you guys, the fans, we couldn't have done it without you. Every time you guys chant, every time you make that one sign, for example, at PAX, like just one sign saying TSM, like it's not only on like winning for ourselves, but it makes me play better wanting to win for you guys. And it becomes really, really personal in that kind of matter. And I just want to win for you guys and make you guys happy, make my teammates happy. And thank you very much.
Well, this game lived up to the hype in all regards, and a huge congratulations on a hard-fought victory for you guys in securing that first place slot. Congratulations again. Thank you for joining me here on the desk. We've got to take a quick break, but after these messages, we'll head back into the action with Gravity versus Team Liquid. Stay with us. The NALCS continues after this.
Let's do it, boys.
Yeah, boys. Holy shit, what was that?
Drop my notebook.
Wow.
Almost getting out of this with a boomerang just on the edge. He does. Doublelift way too close to the fight. TSM turns back hard.
I'm going.
Nice.
No, hold on the side.
Link.
No.
I have ult.
I'm charming Nar.
He's making
Care Nar. I'm flashing. He has ult.
I'll ult him. Alright, Corki and Vi still alive. You guys need to kite
I have
them.
charm. We're fine.
Can we go on this?
Yeah, I want to walk
Walk up. Sign stop.
I'm going on this?
Yeah, go.
What the hell? I can't move.
Keep going. Turtle. This could be the comeback here for Team Solo Mid. The ult goes in. That's onto Santorin. He's pretty tanky from the Vi Assault and Battery, so he stays alive. They continue to fight. This is going to be big. They're going to turn onto Xmithie, so they stall it for now. Oh my god, no way it's going to happen. Their worst nightmare coming true. Wild Turtle's going to get knocked out next. No, the boomerang blade comes out just as he can fire it off. TSM is just too strong. They own CLG's base here, but they don't have the minions. The focus is on the CLG. They're doing that perfectly. Now to the Nexus after being down all game. Team Solo Mid persevere.